2018 had a lot of work to do to match the magnitude of hits that came out last year. And while we got some definite hard hitters like Red Dead 2, Smash Bros. Ultimate, and the Let's Go Pokemon titles, none of them are on my list. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Unboxed Top 10 Games of 2018. While on the surface, Celeste may look like a pixelated platformer all about a girl's desire to climb a giant-ass mountain, soon enough, a bigger picture emerges, with a game that focuses on coping with anxiety, depression, self-doubt, and just letting go of the past. But doing all that is incredibly difficult, which might explain how bloody hard the game can get. However, it's the Super Meat Boy kind of hard, where you move, die, and within moments you're back for another try. The quickness lets people, in a manner of speaking, get good while mastering Celeste's tight controls. Doesn't change the fact that I'm now afraid of strawberries. Let's see, what have we got? No! Celeste's chunky pixel look is accompanied by a brilliant yet soothing soundtrack, one that I could easily find myself getting lost into with the help of some headphones and a record player. I love a good Metroidvania, and the Kickstarted Time Spinner definitely stands as one of the better ones I've played recently. It sets itself apart from the rest with its added time manipulation that allows for platforming and different strategies when it comes to combat. While I have issues with the game's difficulty being broken in half at times, and the vagueness of how to progress further, Time Spinner is a modest title that doesn't wear out its welcome, but has enough to keep you busy with side quests and familiars to train. It offers that old Symphony of the Night feel with a modern twist. And speaking of Metroidvanias, it's hard to describe what Iconoclast really is. At first glance, it is a beautifully designed 2D Metroidvania that was crafted by just one guy over the span of a decade. But it also presents a really powerful narrative about an oppressive, almost cult-like regime that runs the planet. Or at least it tries to, as key points tend to get lost. That being said, playing as the main character Robin with an almost comically large wrench and blaster make for some great puzzles and boss fights. While the game won't last you long, clocking in about 10 hours on my first playthrough, it's a real concentrated one with no real filler and some memorable moments. Despite being released over a year ago, the Octo expansion breathed new life into Splatoon 2, with the new story mode focusing on a lone Octoling's desire to make it to the surface, by pushing giant 8-balls and getting reprimanded by a blue sea cucumber. Yeah, these challenges can get brutal, with just one mistake will lead to failure and frustration. But it's the good kind of frustration, the one that keeps you coming back again and again. Or just say fuck it and have Maria hack the game for you. Well, ultimately, it really is just paid DLC to play as an Octoling in the online mode. It's the little things like the new tracks and backstory from Pearl Marina, and despite my refusal to get the Switch online service, I'd still spend time with this expansion, just so I could spend more time with my blushing bride-to-be. Kratos has really grown up since his days of brutal bloodshed and general man-whorishness. God of War's rebirth from the PS4 goes for a lot more modest approach. If you go in swinging like a lunatic like back in his first games, you're gonna get your ass handed to you. And while I question the need for such a giant open world, hunting down trinkets and those viciously difficult Valkyries, the approach to Norse mythology is really engaging, and certainly more bleak and grim than anything Chris Hemsworth has done. That and the Dwarf Brothers are an absolute blast to listen to. I really don't remember what happened in the second part of the game though, as I had this stupid idea of a drinking game, taking a shot every time Creos said, "Boy, boy, 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 boy." While it did originally release last year on PC, Hollow Knight's long-awaited emergence on consoles is more than deserving of a spot here. Local studio Team Cherry crafted an adorable yet morbid side-scroller that takes more than a few cues from a certain series. And while other titles have tried to capture Dark Souls in the guise of a side-scroller like Salt and Sanctuary and Dead Cells, Hollow Knight's brilliantly crafted levels and wide range of unique monsters greatly sets it apart. Much like God of War, you can't just go in all crazy as bosses will tear you apart, regardless of how many badges you've got. Any misstep could be your last, especially in regards to losing all your coin, so timing is crucial for attacking, dodging, even just healing, and with the sight of a bench earns a huge sigh of relief. Team Cherry have continued to support the game with numerous expansion packs, adding more side quests and bosses. By this point the game is my second favourite kickstarted side-scroller with the word Knight in the title. Now all I need is something on my shelf. While everyone seems to want to recapture the old school feel of Metroid, Mega Man and Mario, no one seems to want to do that with Ninja Gaiden. Until now. The Messenger is a love letter to the brutal NES trilogy. Everything here has been masterfully crafted. The music, the sprites, the levels, and of course, the switch from 8 to 16-bit. Disguised as a time travel feature, the game has you switch levels from NES to SNES and it works. Oh lord does it work. Even the transition between the chiptune music is magical. It works so well in fact that Ninja Gaiden's original creators were impressed. Just wish Quabble would shut up though. This was the game I was waiting for all year. No, scratch that. Since they announced the Crash remake, and it was well worth the wait. Every gem, every level, every character has had the utmost detail applied to it, and it looks incredible in HD. Plus, it didn't inexplicitly ramp up the difficulty like other remakes did. While I've played the original trilogy to completion countless times, Reignited just made me appreciate the series even more. Hell, the only thing that increased more from this trilogy than my love for Spyro were the Girls' Rule 34 results. So I guess the big question is, what should we remake next? How about Medieval? Oh, okay, RE2? Oh, duh, of course. Bubsy? Oh god, why? Okay, you know what? Panzer Dragoon? Since the Spider-Man 2 game was released back in 2004, everybody has wanted to feel like the web slinger again, and Insomniac have achieved just that. Marvel's Spider-Man is a true love letter to the series with an absolute excellent recreation of Manhattan. Even the stealth sections with Miles and MJ were entertaining. No, I'm not kidding. The side quests, the combat, everything about the game just made me feel like Spider-Man. You could just while away the hours listening to J. Jonah Jameson and completing enviro-friendly missions. The only thing missing? A real Spider-Cop outfit. Now, before we reach number 1, here are some honorable mentions.
No! Drop it into the green one! You monster! No, the box! Dude, stop! Oh, come on! That's just too evil! Choose anything else. Why this? Who uses Comic Sans anyway?
It's really hard to describe Dude Stop as an actual game. It's more like a narrative on society as a whole. Namely, when given a choice, there's always someone who will use it to be the absolute worst. Dude Stop is a simple puzzle game surrounded by one of the most annoyed narrators ever who falls to even the smallest of triggers. His reactions alone are worth it, not to mention the large amount of puzzles. Oh, and answering his question on who would use Comic Sans, I know someone. As much as I want to include it on the main list, there really is no way to properly justify it yet. Launched out of nowhere by Toby Fox, the follow-up to the critically acclaimed Undertale gives a whole new twist to the familiar concept. Mere days after being released, the internet has already fallen in love with Susie, Rousey, Lancer, and Chris. Not to mention reuniting with old friends brought tears to people's eyes. But, like I said, considering at this point Deltarune is merely just seen as a proof of concept with no guarantee if it will even be continued, we just can't put it on right now. But if that ever changes, we may be looking at a potential number 1 spot. And speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to reveal the Unboxed 2018 Game of the Year. And there isn't a Pikachu or Cowboy in sight.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Yes, believe it or not, as someone who actually found joy in the original No Man's Sky, I just found myself getting drawn into Bethesda's latest offering. And while there are definitely issues that need to, and I'm just fucking with you, okay? I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Anyway, here's the real number 1. I've never exactly been lucky in relationships, so when something like, okay, I'm just being cruel now. Okay, in all seriousness though, while there were many great titles that came out this year, there was only one title that I truly fell in love with. One title that I dedicated more of my time than anything else this year. One title that I believe truly stands tall as the best of the year. And that's why, for real, the Game of the Year goes to... $100 hours. 100 goddamn hours I put into this game, and I don't regret a single moment of it. Square Enix has crafted an absolute gorgeous, lively world and represented it with their tried and true 16-bit graphics. The game harks back to the glory days of Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, while featuring enough new from titles like Bravely Default. 8 unique characters with storylines that branch all across the world with an intricate battle system that once you get the hang of it, nothing will stand in your way. You'll spend hours just coming up with new combinations for your party, assigning them different roles, and that feeling when you finally beat a really tough boss is just incredible. There was no other game I enjoyed more than Octopath Traveler this year. Not Spyro, not Spider-Man, not even all the hours I still spend playing Overwatch. All that and more is why Octopath Traveler stands tall as the Unboxed 2018 Game of the Year. Well, folks, that's it for 2018. Do you agree with my list? If you don't, just tell me how you're gonna unsubscribe or something, I don't know. And while this countdown has been indeed fun, there is another countdown I've been more focused on lately.